How many times will I make the same video? We may never know. Okay. Got this new WeakAura here. Actually, it's not new. It's an improved WeakAura. So, the old Atonement WeakAura worked by having an additional thing in this group that would cause it to set everything in this group's duration to be the same time. Found out how to do that with an action. A custom action at the start. Runs this. And this says duration info to 20 seconds plus what the expiration time was anyway. And this will make everything 20 seconds. Shouldn't break unless, actually just shouldn't break. Unless you use like Evang right after Plea or Powered Shield or something dumb like that. It shouldn't break if you're playing correctly. Triggers are simple. Conditions, there's no conditions. Nothing else. All the rest is in display. I actually have a display stuff. I have a display how many global cooldowns until the tournament's over. So this is the start of the information for that, the haste value and the value that I want to print out, the GCDs left. This deals with the rest of the GCDs left and returns them. This entire section now deals with the you saw a green bit there and a blue bit there on the aura, which are overlays. Overlays on a WeakAura allow you to display like additional information on like a progress bar. You can call it additional information like overheal or absorb or predicted healing and stuff like that. And so that's what that's the kind of idea. Like if you, yeah, like I can't take damage here, but like I can show you an LVUI. LVUI does the same thing with predicted healing, where it will show how much healing it thinks you will do. So like you see, if I cast a healing spell, it shows that green bit, and this is the absorb also. The absorb is almost the same color as that, but that's the absorb, and it shows the predicted healing, and that's how much he heals. So this is under the same idea as that. This is the brute force method. Usually you have a custom function or health bars, I believe, health and power bars, you can automatically do it for now. But usually you have a custom function that will automatically do this part for you. But this is just like the brute force way of I go to the bar that I want to set, and I set the additional bars to what I want them to be. The add bar is actually penance. Fancy logic to figure out what the CD should be. And it displays either the cooldown left or what the cooldown would be left if I casted it at that moment. So for example, if I cast like this, then you see this is, once this reaches there, it will be ready right now. Very useful. So you can see when you can penance just by your atonement bars. The other one is the global cooldown, which is same vein. And this is just the information. You both need to be in tables, and this is just the information for the additional bars. This is the coloration, which is an RGBA, so you can change these to whatever you want. 0 and 20, I guess 20B is the max duration. I just chose it because it worked. False is false for inverse. So if you inverse it, then it will do weird things. That may be useful. But yeah, that's basically what it does. You can see if I cast it, if I cast a GCD, you can see the GCD one go through. And if I cast penance, it freezes, and when the bar gets to there, penance will be ready. Penance is ready. Yeah. that's it for the Atonement WeakAura. Some other uses for this is a mana bar on Holy, as you have not only a pot, but a second pot from Yangshi's. And so actually if I unequip Yangshi, suddenly my mana drops. This shows total percent mana that I can have. And the way that one works is pretty similar, except this one actually uses a custom function method. And so custom function triggers always, never untriggers. The duration info is my mana bar plus 1 pot, and if I have Yangshi's, it's 2 pots. Or it's the second pot. This is the overlay, so the overlay just returns forward, and the val, which is if I have a pot off cooldown, I have 1 pot, and if I don't have the Yangshi debuff and I have a Yangshi equipped, then it will be a second pot. Display for this one works pretty much the same way. Adds this stuff, and this is just for calculating the percentage, so that I know what percentage, because this percent is where this bar is, not where this bar is. So you have an idea of how much mana you have in a fight. Yep. The last possibly useful thing could be what's the goddamn spell name? Got it right every single time until now. Could be Serendipity. Is you could display the cooldown on the Sanctify and Serenity, and then every time you start casting something, you could display what the cooldown would be after you are done casting said spell. Which could be useful, could not be useful. You can do this with other energy bars. Could display how much a certain spell casted would be. You could display ranges of energy. So if you're on like Demon Hunter and you're like above 80% mana, or 80% Fury or whatever their resources, I want to know when I'm above that. You can display that area so you can see if you're above it or not. But yeah, very useful, very useful. Could be very useful. Hopefully this time it recorded correctly.